Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to more Twitch streams, YouTube streams, whatever you want to call them. I got on here and got started like normal and realized that the same exact thing was happening with the chat that was happening last time, where I couldn't see it in the streaming software. But I figured out why this time, at least, and it's for some reason I log in as Watchtower Database on YouTube, and it's like, yep, here's the chat. And then as soon as I tell it to also go to Twitch, then it goes, okay, I guess you don't want to see the chat anymore. So again, I've got it up on my phone. Gonna have to try to figure that out, but not gonna do that right now. Hey everybody that's here so far: Josiah, Merrick, Spider Kelvin 2. I'm doing okay, thanks. Yeah, stop spamming fish. I don't care about fish. I live in a town full of fishermen, but I don't care about fish. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna keep this open so we can so I can check the chat throughout. Yes, Joker, I am reviewing the 2004, not reviewing, but reading the 2004 Justice League Unlimited comic today. We're starting with number 1. If you haven't joined us before, I've been going through every issue of Justice League Adventures, just taking notes on literally everything for future Watchtower Database videos, for your own entertainment. And then we finished that up last week with the Burger King comics and NASCAR comic that tied into Justice League Adventures. So now, theoretically, we're through all of Justice League Adventures and we're on to Justice League Unlimited. There is, let me get a prop here real quick. Maddie had pointed out last time, that he was like, now all that's left is the Silly Putty comics. And I was like, what are you talking about, Silly Putty? I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about with Justice League Adventures and Silly Putty. I know what Silly Putty is. It's okay. But apparently there were a Batman and a Superman Silly Putty released. There's these eggs with Superman symbol and Batman symbol on them. I got them off eBay. They have these little tiny comic books that came inside of them. I'm not going to, please don't clip out came inside of them. I'm not going to open them on the stream today and look at them, but I'm going to do actually an unboxing video for this Silly Putty, because this is still sealed in the same wrapping and everything from, what, 2004, 3, 2, something like that. I don't know at all what to expect from the little comic book. The Batman one, it's probably going to be pretty impossible for you to see, but the Batman one here has a very, very small preview of what the comic might be, and it's just kind of, you can see part of Batman's arm. That's all they give us for that one. But on the Superman one, you can see a very, very small amount of the Joker. That's like the side of his head there. I know it's very out of focus, but so it's interesting that the Joker is in the little Superman comic. But then again, maybe these comics have nothing to do with the characters that the Silly Putty is about. I have no idea. In any case, eventually we will be finding out, but that's not today. Ted did an unboxing video for the Azrael Batman The Adventures Continue figure a couple weeks ago. Well, he filmed it a while ago, but we put it out a couple weeks ago, and mentioned in that I'll be doing a Jason Todd unboxing, which I would show you if not for the fact that like 2 seconds before I hit the countdown screen on here, like every action figure I have tacked up to my wall just decided to fall off the wall for no reason. So he's on the floor back there somewhere. I'll grab him later, but I'm gonna do that, and then after that's not coming up. I haven't even filmed that yet, but that's the next unboxing video that I'll do, and then after that I'll end up doing these Silly Putties. But you're not here for Silly Putty or Jason Todd or any of that stuff. You're here for Justice League Adventures number 1, or Justice League Unlimited number 1, I should say. Yeah, someone mentioned, I think Bob maybe, that the cover art here is kind of interesting. very, very exaggerated, different style than we would have seen on the cartoon. Still sticking to like the models of the characters, but not definitely not what you would have seen on the show. I don't usually talk about the cover artists, but I think this guy comes back a few times, so I might as well bring him up. Ben Caldwell is his name. He's on Instagram at Ben Caldwell Art. He's done a bunch of stuff for, well, you know, this was the one artist I had to look up this week that actually didn't do a ton of, you know, usually the people working on these Justice League Adventures style comics are also like, oh, I also worked on this Cartoon Network comic, or I also worked on this DC or Marvel comic, but it doesn't look like he's worked on a ton of that kind of stuff. It's a lot of original stuff or collaborations and whatnot. But he did, this is his Tumblr blog, bencaldwellart.tumblr.com. He's got a handful of cool other DC style pieces. And he was also, I thought so just by looking at the cover here, but he was also the artist for a handful of the Batman Beyond 2.0 or Justice League Beyond 2.0 comics. The one with the the Brain Trust, where they're looking at their computer screen. It's got Zeta and Plastic Man and stuff on it. That is same artist as this cover here. So I'll X out of him. This was written by Adam Beechin, speaking of those Batman Beyond comics. He looks like he wrote the first 5 issues of this comic, so we'll be talking about him a lot. But he also wrote... Where did it go? Yeah, Batman Beyond Volume 3, so the whole Hush Beyond shindig was him. Industrial Revolution, which was the first volume of the... It's such a... The Batman Beyond comics are such a confusing... It's volume 4 of any title called Batman Beyond ever, but it's volume 1 of the trade paperback of the Batman Beyond comic from 2011. And then he also did the 10,000 Clowns Batman Beyond arc, the Batgirl Beyond one. You've probably seen that in Barnes & Noble floating around. And he also wrote for a bunch of animated series, such as X-Men Evolution, Jackie Chan Adventures, Static Shock, Teen Titans, The Batman, Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Generator Rex, Ben 10, Teen Titans Go, Beware the Batman, all sorts of stuff. This dude is everywhere. I always end up associating his name with the Batman Beyond Earth 12 comics just because of how much we've talked about those on the channel. That's where my mind goes, but he's done a lot of cool stuff. And then the artist is Carlo Barberi. He's at Carlo Barberi on Instagram. He's done a bunch of Spawn, but he's also got other DC and Marvel credits. He has a very comic booky style, and I've always been a little, not confused, but surprised, I guess, that he, became part of the animated DC collective of artists. Usually you see these artists that are like, oh, you're really good at replicating the Bruce Timm style, Ty Templeton, Minescu, those guys. But with him and a few of the other artists, it's just kind of like, he's just really good at drawing. So I'm sure he can interpret it. Let's give it a shot, kind of a thing. I believe today's issue involves Brainiac, if I remember right. So I got my old pal Hal here with me to help me do robot voices. What was I going to say? I've mentioned this before, but yeah, when I was a kid, my mom got me eBay chunk of Justice League Adventures comics that went through number 16, and then number 32 or something like that on top of that. So I'm much more familiar with the Justice League Adventures comics from childhood than I never read the JLU comics until probably a decade ago. I know that sounds like, oh, so you're very familiar with them, but nope. I've maybe read all of these JLU issues twice, 3 times total. So this will be fun to go through these again with y'all. But yeah, all real quick, I'll check the chat. I know there's been a lot of stuff happening. Congrats on the baby. Thank you, Kai. You comic so good. I assume you're talking about Legacies of the DCAU. Thank you. If you're not up to speed on that, head over to legacesdcau.com. This is the webcomic that Ted and I create with occasional other artists on here. The latest issue that we did was December of 2019 is when it came out, but the last year-ish we have been working on several issues at once, and we're just now finally starting to roll them out. So we've got one issue that I put up a... I'll just go to the Twitter post of it. I put up a little teaser last night. Here is the cover for the next issue. The title is Interim. You're going to see the Royal Flush Gang. You're going to see the T Gang. You're going to see Commissioner Gordon. You're going to see who is the interim commissioner between Commissioner Gordon and Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, so go check this out on our Twitter. Get a better look at it. That's at DCAU Watchtower is where you find that. And legacesdcau.com is where the comic is. There's only 10 issues so far, including number 0. Number 10 is going to be the next one coming out. So go catch up with those. Most of them are only 6 pages. Some are 12. Actually, it's about 50-50 at this point. But going forward, they're all going to be 6 pages until we decide to change that again. What else? Have you seen the Ship It show with Tara Strong and Greg Sipes? No, I have not. I'm still waiting for copyright for the fish. Oh yeah, sorry about that, Joker. We'll get on that soon. Burger King comics sound like they came out from the 90s. I don't know if you were here for that stream last week, Shane, but they are up on the Pod Tower channel, which I was also going to mention you should go subscribe to. That's all of our latest streams and podcast episodes and everything are over here on the Pod Tower. Link to that is in the description of this if you're on YouTube, but I'll go ahead and paste it. No, I can't paste it in the chat because we have the same problem as last time. But yeah, all of our past streams, the latest couple episodes of Tim Talk and DCAU Review got put on there this week. I'm really excited to be collaborating with those guys, that we finally have a space where just that kind of stuff just shows up. Like, oh, I'm a DCAU fan, and I need like a book on tape to listen to on my way to work or something. Here it is. Here's everything you could ever want. Thank you, Adam. Thanks for pasting that in there. Yeah. What was I saying about that, though? Why was I bringing that up? I don't remember. Oh, to watch the Burger King thing if you hadn't watched it. Yeah, everybody sub to Pod Tower. I agree. Your action figures are just consummate showmen. True. Dead man knocked them off. It could have been, yeah. Need to do schoolwork. Sorry, gotta go. Oh, thank you for saying awesome stream, but yeah, nothing's really happened yet. Apologies. Did you watch the Super Bowl? I did not. I wasn't even aware that the Super Bowl was happening until it was already like an hour or two into it, and then I also don't really have I don't have TV, and I don't have any streaming service or anything to do that with. I'll probably upload Ted's clip from his stream tomorrow, but we'll see. Can't wait for the new issue. So James, do you think Bruce Wayne born in 1953? No, I think he was born in 1965 to 68, I believe is what we came up with. If everybody's terrific, then no one is. You scarred me for a sec, because Shane is my name. Then I realized there's no way you could know that until now. Yeah, you showed your hand there, Twitch is the bed. I can't find the Pod Tower anywhere. Well, Adam put a link to it a couple lines above you saying that, so you can go click that. What program do you use to draw and color Legacies? Photoshop and my own hands. Why watch the Super Bowl when we already have the most superb owl, Mr. Wing? Very true. Okay, there's another link again. Let's get started with Justice League Unlimited number 1. Okay. What better way to begin the first issue of Justice League Unlimited? We have no other choice. We quit! Than with the end. Bum, bum, bum. It was an easy mission, repairing a detached solar panel on the International Space Station. But something went wrong. Captain Adam turned against us with no warning and without any reason we could see. It took all of our strength just to restrain him. And then Captain Adam was back to normal, just as suddenly as he'd gone berserk. He didn't remember anything about his rampage. Wonder Woman and I brought Captain Adam back here to the Watchtower. We decided nothing in our complete medical scans of Captain Adam, or we detected nothing in our complete medical scans of Captain Adam. No known illnesses, viruses, or alien presences, nothing implanted, and no record of any thought-controlled transmissions to his brain on known frequencies. Why does he have bones? Not canon. We were about to chalk it up to an isolated freak incident when Wonder Woman went wild. I was no match for her Amazon might, and Captain Adam could barely hold his own. Luckily, Wonder Woman returned to normal before any serious damage was done. As before, we could find no cause for her rampage. But the worst has yet to come. While Wonder Woman and Zatanna were attending to Captain Adam, I had returned to the space station's mission control to tell them we'd repaired the damage done. What happened next was told to me later, because I have no memory of it. The personnel at Mission Control said I was like an animal, focused on nothing except destroying anything I could get my hands on. Thank Krypton that didn't include human life. The soldiers couldn't stop me. They couldn't even try. Using their weapons against me would be like throwing pebbles at a tornado. So they did the only thing they could. They called in the Justice League. Zatanna, Wonder Woman, Captain Adam, they were no match for me. No one could have been. And then, as if one superhero out of control wasn't enough, it lasted for half an hour. 3 of the mightiest beings alive turned into forces of destruction. And when it was over, all we could do was be grateful it hadn't been worse. We ran all the same... No, I'm not going to try to... I was going to do like a Christopher Walken for him. We ran all the same tests on Superman that we ran on Wonder Woman and me, but we didn't really expect to find anything. And we didn't. There's something about this I don't get. Whatever it was that happened only affected Captain Adam, Wonder Woman, and Superman. But Zatanna was there for each rampage too. Why were you affected, Z? We wondered the same thing. We ran tests on me to see if there were any unusual readings or if I was somehow the cause of the other's problems. We couldn't find anything. I think the reason why Zatanna wasn't affected is fairly obvious, Flash. She's not as physically powerful as the others. No kidding. None of us are, and none of us were targeted. Targeted? Batman, what are you trying to say? Why am I here? Hawkgirl, why am I here? I'm saying, Hawkgirl, that there were 4 different Justice Leaguers in different combinations present during all the spells, if you'll pardon the term. The first 3 spells affected the strongest 3 Justice League members. The 4th spell affected all 3 at the same time, but not Zatanna. Captain Adam, Superman, and Wonder Woman all have radically different physiologies, so it's doubtful that any illness that would affect the 3 of them wouldn't affect Zatanna too. Therefore, we can assume we're not dealing with an illness. We are under attack. But we didn't just look for illnesses, remember? We didn't find any signs of transmissions into their minds, no signs of post-hypnotic suggestion, nothing. Zatanna even said a few words backwards, ran some of her magic spells to see if we were under the influence of sorcery. No go. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it isn't there. All of this is irrelevant. Yikes. If 3 of the strongest beings on Earth can be possessed with mindless, violent impulses at any time, then we're at danger to the entire world and everyone on it. Therefore, we're getting as far away from populated areas and each other as possible, at least until our seizures stop happening or we find a way to cure them. I've located a deserted asteroid 4.7 light years away. I'm headed there. Superman has allowed me to stay at his Arctic fortress of solitude. I'm headed to the South Pole. It's really the only choice we have. No! We're the Justice League. We're a team. And I'm here for some reason. We help each other. We don't run from a challenge to the ends of the universe. What do you propose, Hawk Girl? I don't know why I'm here. Until we have some better ideas, this is the best option we have. It's the only option we have. Good luck. Well, I guess we should place a help wanted ad. Geez, tough crowd. Well, what can we do? We wait for something to happen. Hello, we're the new landlords. Despero, Brainiac, get them! Mammals, be still. We are as the woman named us, and we are your betters. Our names sound good together, don't they? I don't know why we didn't join together sooner. Brainiac has supercomputer with complete knowledge of everything in your galaxy, and me with knowledge of everything from the galaxy of my planet Kalanor, such as the sentient nanovirus called Forus. Forus? What? You've never encountered the Forus before, so you wouldn't even know how to look for them. Lovely creatures that can be taught to adapt to unique physiologies, and once inside a host, the Forus render them very agreeable. Brainiac and I have been hiding in my ship cloaked in your orbit for days, pumping the Forus into your ventilation system. System, I assume, is what that was supposed to be. They'll only stay in your bodies for a few days more, and they're harmless if they're not controlled. But with one click of this, we can make your departed friends, or you, do anything we want. In fact, in a moment, we're going to make them destroy your planet, while Brainiac absorbs every ounce of data in your computers. And us? Oh, none of you are powerful enough to be of any use to us. We're going to destroy you ourselves. What do you say to that? Oh, God. Noisily enough. That's what I have to say. Brainiac, Despero, enough is enough. No, Brainiac, it was an illusion. They knew we'd be monitoring them, waiting for their most mighty to leave. It was a trick to get us to reveal ourselves. But we are not defeated. Not while we still have the Forus. Relornsnak Otni Shrewolf. Justice League, take them down. Fool of a human. I have all the knowledge in your computers. More than enough to destroy you. Is that so? Then your circuits must be pretty full, Brainiac. I wonder what will happen if I overload you with atomic energy. Too bad for your scheme, Despero. Looks like the Forus is no longer with you. Batman, your plan, it worked perfectly. Actually, Zatanna, after Despero and Brainiac made their fatal mistake, conceiving the plan was relatively simple. I know I'm going to feel stupid for asking this, but what was their fatal mistake? It was their belief that, by eliminating the League's strongest members, they had won. They'd forgotten something we've known all along. In the Justice League, there are no weak links. Except, I have no idea why Hawkgirl is here. Didn't she lead? What? Isn't this the whole thing? Okay, that was that. Just like an Unlimited #1. Whew. Yeah. So we're gonna go back through it again and list out everything as we usually do. Let me check the chat, see what you guys were talking about between, because I am behind on that. Whew. Super Bowl banned me, the Joker, from attending the Super Bowl after what happened last time. James uses these hands. How does Captain Atom have a skeleton, though? That's what I say, yeah. Wonder Woman going wild. Well, that's just Amazoning. Captain Atom with bones is very unsettling. You ever wonder if the Justice League gets confused between Atom, Captain Atom, and Atom Smasher? I do wonder that. It keeps me up at night, Ian. She introduced the crime syndicate into Legacies. She introduced... Did you mean should? If you mean should that we should put them in Legacies, you will be happy eventually. Zatanna just forgot she could do magic. How is she not able to stop Superman? That's a good point. Yeah, pots. Yeah, I'm always thinking about Zatanna's magic. She could just say literally anything. Are you a robot? I could be. You sound like Ghoul, voiced that by Michael Rosenbaum. I gave it a shot, but only I gave up immediately. Does the Justice League have 2 members if you have more members? I'm not sure what you're asking there. Sorry. Please not another Felix Faust comeback. Yeah. It's the return of Hawkgirl shaped Superman robot. I do like that headcanon there. So Supergirl's weaker than Wonder Woman and Captain. Yeah, it was kind of weird that they chose like Captain Atom as the 3rd strongest member. You're doing a horrible interpretation of Nathaniel. Thank you. Zatanna wasn't affected because she's my childhood favorite. Why is Captain Atom's voice like that? Because I felt like it. Captain Atom needs his own poll, damn it. Hey, James just joined. Hey, Delivery Blaze. I think that both of them could beat her in certain situations, but in raw physical power, they're likely on roughly equal levels. Those are 3 characters who shouldn't be there now. I think it's just Hawkgirl that was the problem. I mean, if you're talking about Brainiac and Despero, I understand, I guess. We'll look into that in a sec. Despero, congrats on not being dead. Yeah. Wait, why is Hawkgirl here? Yeah. Friendly. You're not sure what happened in Starcross? Have you not watched Starcross? You gotta watch Starcross, bro. Friendly and OG Gardner Fox character, lovely Cricket Despero. Yeah. I think Batman should use robot repellent spray. She definitely wouldn't be in that garb, correct? Why are you always hating on Hawkgirl? Me? I'm not hating, I'm just pointing it out. She shouldn't be there. Despero and Brainiac, yeah. Get someone to draw Despero Brainiac fan art. Despero's my favorite out of Gardner Fox characters. Yeah, he's cool. Love you guys. Love you too, Brett. Thank you. Fool of a took. Yeah. So far as this one canon, not looking so good, Andrew. Not looking so good. Where is the silly putty? I already showed it, dude. You gotta show up at the start of the stream if you want the silly putty, baby. Asking the real questions. How many JLU issues are there? What do you think? There's 35? 36, I think. So it's about the same as Justice League Adventures. What do you think about the new Jared Leto Joker design for Justice League Snyder Cut? I saw that this morning. It's pretty cool. I like that he doesn't have the tattoos, at least visibly, and it's very keeping in the same style, the same kind of drudgy, grimy style as the rest of the stuff. I would have liked to see him even as he looked in Suicide Squad alongside the Justice League cast. Captain Adam's dead. He's not on Superman or Supergirl's level. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we're gonna go back through it again. Take notes on everything. So we've got Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. We've got Captain Atom, the Flash, Hawkgirl, and Zatanna. And right off the bat, Hawkgirl is present and in her Hawkgirl costume. That basically already throws the issue out. Unfortunately, it's pretty stupid. Because even if we said like, oh well, everything's out of order, and this issue takes place after Hawkgirl comes back in Wake the Dead, she very much has abandoned the Hawkgirl identity and never wears the costume again. That is very, very out of character if we're trying to fit it anywhere, really. But we have the Watchtower. I'm going to put Watchtower 2 for these, because we were just calling them Watchtower for the earlier one. I'm going to put... So, I think when I started reading through these before in like 2017, 2018, something like that. Or it might have been earlier. And one of the things that I wrote out as like a not canon kind of thing was that they have this like meeting table just in the middle of the bridge. Like we'll see in a second that they're basically right next to the teleporters on like the main, bridge floor of the watchtower. When it's just in this big open space. Probably they just hadn't shown that meeting table on the show yet, and the creators of this issue wanted to have them sitting at it. But especially, like, Zatanna wouldn't be sitting at that table unless they just ask her to, I guess. But I'm not going to count the table's location as not canon. Like, it's not even the same exact style that it eventually is in the show, so it might have just been like, okay, hey, we need to talk. Pull out the giant round table that we keep in the corner. Yeah, I know it's awkwardly tucked back there. You have to unfold the legs. One of the legs is broken. The screw's coming loose. It's okay. Just pull out the big table. So I'm just going to put League round table is on the bridge. Could be a different table. Probably hadn't shown the meeting room on the cartoon yet. Okay. So they're really playing up the quitting thing to make, because they know Despero and Brainiac are watching. Okay, so we've got the International Space Station, which it looks like it's supposed to. And I probably wouldn't have remembered this had I not just been listening to the Tim Talk podcast. They just did their episode on Maid of Honor a few weeks ago and talked about how in that episode, Vandal Savage takes over the International Space Station, and it looks very different than it's supposed to look. This is basically here, International Space Station. It's got those big giant solar panel kind of deals going on, as it does here. However, let's take a look at it in that episode. Justice League. Episodes, Maid of Honor. Is it this? Yes. So it's similar, but it is definitely not the same. Let's see if there's a better view of it. Nah. And they also blow it up at the at the end of that episode. So I guess conceivably the International Space Station just looked different in the DCAU until they blew it up, and then it looks normal. But I'll just kind of put that in the other notes here. ISS looks different than it did in Maid of Honor. Looks like it should now in the real world, but it did blow up at the end of Maid of Honor. So maybe this is a new station. Okay. Trying to keep everything locked into continuity as best we can, but you know how it goes. We got space suits. Close out these. We get the lasso of truth. She doesn't refer to it as that, but it does play a role here. Okay. We got Superman in space. Superman in space without a spacesuit. I'm going to go back to the Burger King comics, and we already put it there. Okay, just making sure. Okay, we have Captain Atom X-rays show bones? Question mark. No viruses. Isolated incident. Wonder Woman went wild. Yeah, Zatanna's just like blasting her with a Green Lantern Dr. Light style beam. Is this supposed to be like them looking at a scan of her on the computer? I'm not really sure what this is. Like, why are they looking at a tiny glowing Wonder Woman? Whatever. Though I think, I guess it's just supposed to be a medical bay, a sick bay thing. Return to the space station's mission control. Okay, so I guess just do ISS mission control. And then we have, I guess, well, these are, okay. U.S. military. That's kind of the blanket thing I've been putting over anytime we see soldiers that are obviously American, because I'm not up to speed on. I'm not an expert on which branch anything is or anything, and they never really show you. They're all just kind of generic. I was about to put like NASA people, but then they're like military. I don't know. They wound up being more army looking. Think Krypton. Okay, so we got Krypton is mentioned. Let's see here. I love how the first issue of Justice League Unlimited, they put something that very clearly shouldn't be there. Yeah, I agree. Who would win, Captain Atom or Major Force? You'll just have to watch Superman, Batman, Public Enemies to find out. How did you learn to draw in the Bruce Timm style? Pick up a pencil when you're 5 years old and get started. In one of the later issues, some leaguers question Hawkgirl as to why she's wearing the Hawkgirl costume, and in that issue it has some special significance. Here, maybe not so much. Okay, well, when we get to that, that'll be worth noting for sure. This is just the backup meeting table for formal quitting. Captain Marvel just didn't know the protocol. Good point. I'm gonna write that down. Aussie, you always got the funny jokes there, dude. I like you. Aussie Dragoon. Are you still a patron? I don't remember. Sorry if you are, and I don't, it's not locked in my brain. But there's like a couple hundred of you guys now. So suggests this is the formal quitting table. Captain Marvel just didn't know the protocol. What was the other? Was that also you, Aussie, that was saying the thing about the Hawkgirl robot? I think it was. Do you think Darkseid's Omega beams can pierce nth metal armor? I don't know. Sure. The screws is loose. They got the table at the IKEA of Justice League, or IKEA of Justice at the last moment. If Aquaman got a chance to sit at the round table at least once. Yeah, that's true. Please do a Superman canceled episodes video. I think that'll be coming up eventually. Maddie did a couple of Batman Lost Episodes videos, and then kind of we're switching gears. Eventually we'll do, we're working on some radio play style versions of other scripts that we have access to, because that would be a much more interesting way to present them than to just talk about them. So we're going to do that with some other Batman ones. I don't know if we have any Superman ones, but I think we do. I think we have at least a couple. But don't quote me on that. International Space Station, that has to be a hint to Justice League International, because I doubt Bruce Wayne's the only one paying for this. He needs another backer. Probably went to Max. Lord? I don't know. Who would win, Batman or Goku? Yes. The ISS is the next yellow batsuit. That's a great idea. The cap. Yeah. Oh, I actually came across a McDuffie quote recently about how long someone can last in space without air. I think it was in regards to Maid of Honor. It may be relevant for the Superman stuff. Okay, cool. Doesn't everyone have a tiny glowing Wonder Woman in their room? Yeah, good point. Any plans for will it canon the Batman and Teen Titans? Yes. Only because so many people have asked for that. I've mentioned before, the last two, or the next two will it canons are tied up in, or at least two, are tied up in our storyline. The Batman The Adventures Continue Will It Canon is the next one we're doing, in theory, and that'll be coming up hopefully within the next couple months, if not sooner. And then after those are after the story's done, which we're coming up to the finale of it, then we're kind of switching gears with Will It Canon. It'll become a little more inclusive of other properties as well. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with the story, you can go to the Watchtower Database YouTube channel, not Podtower. I'm just going on here. Where is it? The I've Got Maddie in My Basement playlist has every single bit of our story in it. So go watch literally all those videos, get caught up, be ready for the next phase, the next Marvel Cinematic Universe phase of our story. Superman seems to wear the spacesuit like a security blanket. He doesn't need it based on stuff like Flashpoint or Fatal 5, but it make him feel better. Yeah, I mean, any instance in the cartoons that he's not been wearing one in space has either been because it's an emergency situation where he just needs to go right now and doesn't have time to put it on, even though it'd probably take him like 1 second, or he get like in Legacy, the Superman the Animated Series finale, he's wearing it and then it gets like blasted off of his body, like he didn't have a choice. So usually he needs it. Any plans for every Legion of Doom member video? Yes, I just put that on the list a few days ago because it's been hotly requested, and I want to do another Poke-Rap, so sue me. I wonder if that scene with Bruce, Alfred, and Diana will make it into the Snyder Cut. I actually really like the idea of a Lost His Way Bruce using the abandoned Wayne Manor for the Hall of Justice. Yeah, that wasn't a terrible scene. It was a little bit poorly acted, like they didn't really want to be there. Bruce doing his, like, 6 chairs, but room for more, kind of, I don't know, it's just not my favorite scene, but it would be fine. Hot girl shaped Superman robot is me. Okay, cool. Can't remember which, was it one of these final Justice League Adventures issues where we had that be a thing? I can't remember, but I will do Aussie Dragoon jokes. It could be a Hawk Girl version of the Superman robots. Okay. But I'm writing all these down. If you guys throw in kind of fun ideas like that, I usually write them down just so that we can maybe do, maybe include them for the Will It Canon that we'll do eventually on this series. I think Darkseid's Omega beams would just atomize nth metal, probably. San Diego Comic-Con should be getting together soon, and veiling everything new Gotham could be getting your spinner off the Gotham Sirens. Napier, sometimes I really don't know what you're trying to say. Maybe English isn't your first language, and I'm sorry if I'm offending you by saying that, but by saying that I don't know what you're saying. But I really don't know what that means, what you just said. I hope B-Tech is not canon. Well, you'll find out. Have you read any indie comics? Any? Yes, but not in a while. Any plans for a Will It Canon for Green Lantern animated series or Crypto the Superdog? Yes, yes. That playlist was very useful. I'm sure. I'm talking about the story, I'm sure. What's your favorite DCAU tie-in comic? Batman Adventures Volume 2, Gotham Adventures close second. I'm pretty sure I convinced him to name it I've Got Maddie in My Basement. Yeah, I think you did. Because it was a genius idea, Bob. I don't get it. Can you survive in space without oxygen? Can he not? Sometimes I feel like Kryptonians are weak in this universe. Yeah, and they're definitely dumbed down from normal, just so that the story can never be interesting. What do you think the odds are that Bruce Timm read B-Tech and would acknowledge its invention in any future animation? I don't know. They don't tend to use the tie-in comics as continuity for the animated stuff, but at the same time, B-Tech is very, 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 very heavily marketed as, like, it's more Batman the Animated Series. I just spent an hour or two the other day compiling a bunch of quotes from articles that were coming out when B-Tech was being released or being announced and stuff, and just there's just so much that so many different rewordings of, like, a return to the Batman the Animated Series continuity and all this stuff. So maybe he would consider it. I don't know. Have you seen the Justice Society trailer? Yep, it looks great. Ben did kind of a sign when he said, with room for more. Yeah, I guess we can have more people, Diana, whatever. Who would you cast as Poison Ivy instead of Diane Pershing if you could? Whatever her name is from Batman and Harley Quinn. Okay, stopping there for now. Gotta get back to this. Okay. Called in the Justice League, so we already got these people. It lasted for half an hour. Okay. The Leaguers wreck the ISS base for half an hour. Did they say earlier how long ago this flashback thingy is? Nope. Just, it was an easy mission. This thing happened in the past because it's covered in blue. Okay. Each rampage, they mentioned rampage. See if there's two. Couldn't find anything. The reason Zatanna was infected was fairly obvious. Flash, she's weak as shit. Not physically powerful. Targeted? What are you trying to say? Let's see. Hawkgirl is present in her Hawkgirl costume and called Hawkgirl. I will include that. Okay. There's that big old moon that the Justice League created behind them. Speaking of which, I guess I should talk about my theory so far with this is that, so this issue came out the very next month after the final Justice League Adventures issue, which makes me think that either, you know, they were so back-to-back so that you wouldn't forget about it, and or the comic shops, you know, if you had your, like, subscription box to Justice League Adventures, that just rolled over into Justice League Unlimited. And I think I'm correct in saying that this Justice League Unlimited comic tried harder to adhere to what, like, things that happened in the cartoon, characters that appeared in the cartoon, continuing that continuity. But I am of the assumption so far that this comic continues the continuity of Justice League Adventures, not necessarily the cartoons. Because so far I'm basically considering it like a split timeline, that they share a lot of the same, some of the same events happen, but not all the way. Especially because it's like, did Starcrossed even happen? Did it happen very differently? Why is Hawkgirl here? That kind of stuff. We'll get into that eventually when this is all done. But stuff like, I think the General shows up at some point. General Eiling in his big monster form, and I'm pretty sure it's alluded to that it's like continuing from that episode. But at the same time, we got stuff like, you know, there's this moon behind Batman. It just looks like the normal moon. Yet in what was it, JL Adventures number 9 or something like that, they rebuilt the moon and it looks completely different, and that's just never paid attention to ever again. So I really don't know. All of this is irrelevant. That's correct, Superman. I'm gonna write that down as a stop. Superman shouts, all of this is irrelevant. What was it? Ant or ent? Ant. Okay. Could be a good God gag. Yeah, good gag. Okay. Oh, Impulse is mentioned. So they're just right next to the teleporters now. Unless they moved, but it doesn't look like they did. A deserted asteroid 4.7 light years away. Superman has allowed me to stay his Arctic fortress full, dude. Okay, so we got Fortress of Solitude is mentioned. And the South Pole is mentioned. South Pole is mentioned. I'm not going to include the asteroid because the other two places mentioned are locations we know to exist. Superman might just be lying about this asteroid even being real, because we find out in a second that the whole thing was a ruse. It's also like, was Hawkgirl not in on this plan, or was this part of the ruse to make it look better? Superman looking real awkward here, like to reach past the wings. Was she always that short? Also, I feel like this is too short, but whatever. Not canon. Good luck. They just go away. Help wanted. Something to happen. Okay. Despero and Brainiac. So, timeline clues. Well, there's not really a timeline clue, I guess. Despero is alive, but we never saw his dead body in Hearts and Minds. We'll also put Brainiac is here. Does it work with the timeline? Could be a Brainiac body from his... Well, I was about to say it could be from his asteroid head base thing that we see in Twilight, but that got destroyed definitely before this. Could be a Brainiac body from his asteroid base that was out in space. I don't know. I'm gonna move that to the non-canon stuff, because, like, I mean, the Brainiac stuff is so hard to follow. He's in the Legion of Superheroes time period, so he's still around 1,000 years later, even though they always think that they defeated him the most recent time they defeated him. And you know, I don't know. It could happen. This doesn't stick out to me as like, what? But they punched Brainiac in the face. How can he be here? It's just a thing. Though it is interesting that Despero has the like Flame of Pytar powers, since that was taken away from him. He does have the Flame of Pytar powers still, which is questionable. I'm also going to move this to the non-canon stuff, because it's definitely stuff to consider. Planet Kalanor, so that's mentioned. Hello, Wildkey fan Lacarnuma. How's it going? Have you seen the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer? Yes, I have. It looks pretty cool. Paget Brewster, that's right. She's in Law and Order, I think. No. Oh god, Criminal Minds. Will It Can is my favorite series of yours, so I'm biased because your Fatal 5 video is the first video of yours I saw. Yeah, thank you. Will It Canon is one of my favorite ones to work on. We just haven't done one in like a year, because it's wrapped up in the story that we can't film together because of the stupid coronavirus. I'm a Bounce by Maddie. Batman, do you even lift as a tail? James, who do you think is the shadiest organization in the DCAU? Cadmus, Cobra, Inner Gang, League of Assassins. I think the shadiest would have to be the League of Shadows. Did you hear that Blue Sky Studio is shutting down? I don't know what that is. I think the thing that would most likely get taken into canon is that Paul and Alan wrote it, and Bruce may feel obliged to acknowledge it, although Alan is really anti-epilogue, so who knows. Yeah, there is a lot going on there with Bruce Timm canon, Paul Dini canon, Alan Burnett canon. They're all different. Like, everyone has different ideas of what Dwayne McDuffie canon. Though I'm not going to speak about opinions of someone who's not around right now. You know, they're all so, like, I accept this, but I don't accept this. That it's just what it is. I can't wait for Young Justice to make a comeback as well as Titans. I gotta go. Bye. Speaking of Young Justice, was there a screenshot circulating from the season 3 finale of someone wearing a Legion of Superheroes flight ring? There was. Yeah. Well, did you not watch it? Maybe you don't have DC Universe. That would make sense. But yes, that was like the final shot of the show or something like that. Gear built him. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Oh, Brainiac. Yeah, maybe. They announced it today, I think. Bob, I'm going to put that in the thing. Bob suggests Gear built him. He was just going to help clean around the abandoned gas station of Solitude. Maybe it's like a side mission that takes place between jail seasons 1 and 2. Explain how they know Cat. Nah, they're on the new watchtower with the teleporters and stuff, so that doesn't work. Tim with Bowstaff and Legacies win. Eventually. In some timelines, Batman and Joker are brothers like biological brothers. Okay. Did you guys ever figure out where that Static Shock episode of League of Their Own fits? Was that like a thing that we were confused about in the Static Shock timeline video we did? I don't remember. If not, then go watch that. The flame of Pytar is eternal. It can never be extinguished. Did you read about that in the classic? Yeah, I'm just talking about in the episode at the end, the flame like comes alive and helps out the planet, and then it goes away from Despero, and he's like, Pytar, why have you forsaken me, or whatever. Like, he doesn't have the powers anymore. So I don't know why he would here. Is Hearts and Minds season 1 or 2? If it's 2, ignore me. It's 2. Heyo, Watchtower crew. First stream. Oh, yeah. I guess Despero doesn't work with your theory either. Hey, Super Fresh Santy. Oops, I put an I before with I need to. Okay. The shadiest group of all in the is the Justice League. Ominous meeting room with aboard an orbital space tower. Yeah. Blue Sky made the Ice Age franchise. Okay. Interesting. Well, I don't really care about those movies very much, so it doesn't bother me because of Brainiac being in it. I guess I see what you're talking about, but I'm trying to remember how Brainiac first appears in that. Oh, it's because they got the little chunk of Brainiac. It's after Twilight, at least. That's what makes the most sense to us. Let's get through the rest of this here. The Forest. What was it? Sentient nanovirus called Forest. Okay. Is this a thing before this? DC Comics. I don't see anything, so. Okay. Illusion Fade. I like how. Look how close they are. Look at, like, Despero is like 5 feet away from these people. From Superman and Wonder Woman specifically, and Captain Atom, whose top speed is Mach 3? Is that what Batman said? I can't remember. Either way, some fast as hell people, and they're in very action-y, like, we're bursting out of this thing. And then Despero has enough time to say, no, Brainiac, it was all an illusion. They knew we'd be monitoring them, and they did this thing, and it was a trick to them. We are not defeated. We still have the... Like, he would be punched in the face like 16 times by then. Okay. That's the end of that part. Just, like, take them down. The Brainiac, just the thing. Does this even make any sense? Atomic energy, whatever. Forrest is no longer with you. Look how the Flash got to be Captain Atom in this illusion. Also, the Flash has... Look at his boots. That's weird. That's not how Flash's boots do. I'm just going to put that in other notes. Final page. Flash's boots are all wrong. Oh, my God. Why? When I select the whole thing, I want the whole thing do it. Is that understood, Google? Okay, make a fatal mistake. No weak links. Okay. Alrighty. I guess that's it. Let's merge some cells, clean this up a little bit. What was the bottom one here? 6. Okay, so get all this stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back next Tuesday with JLU number 2. You can join Ted tomorrow for another level of Batman Vengeance on Game Boy Advance. And then Maddie's back on Thursday, because it's Thursday, for the first chapter or 2 of the Justice League Secret Origins novelization. That's the novelization of the first couple of Justice League episodes. And he'll be back on Saturday also for a timeline stream, as long as he doesn't have any issues again. I just did an interview with a person who worked on some of the DC characters who later appeared in Sack Shock. Cool. Maybe Despero whined and died in the flames to get them back on his side. Why did Wonder Woman never... Bob, your Diana hates children message was hidden. I unhidden it. Why did Wonder Woman never meet 14-year-old Static? Is it because she hates teenagers? Is that why Kara didn't get to join the league until she was like 19? James, you look tired as hell. You should gulp down some coffee. I got a Red Bull right here. It's not working so well. I am very tired, though. Can't wait for the Grace Randolph issue of this. Yeah, neither can I. Just wait in a few years, there's going to be a Timverse and an Allenverse. Diana hates children. So Joker is Bruce's Arno Stark in this scenario. I'm not sure. Oh, is that like a Tony Stark brother thing? I don't know. Damn, didn't get notification via Twitch this time. I guess I'll catch the VOD. Yeah, sorry, Monty. I don't know why that didn't happen, but go ahead and you can watch these on YouTube too. Just hit the little bell. It's probably a little more. What am I trying to say? Oh my god. Trustworthy. I don't know. Okay. Bye.